Hey, everybody. I am on for the midweek message reveal Wednesday, August 6th. All right. So, getting into the energy this week, we've got a lot going on, as if we didn't know that already, right? We are and have been in what's called the Lionsgate portal. Now, whether or not you get down with that sort of thing, it's debatable. There's a lot of lore around these things. But there is a big significance to 88 being a repeating number and a cosmic number as bringing through an energy that has a real punch of abundance behind it, and also signals the truest peak point of Lionsgate energy. Now, this occurs when the Sun, Leo, and Orion, as well as the dog star Sirius, are all in alignment with one another, bringing through this really powerful energy. This opened end of July, around the 25th-ish, and will be with us until August 12th. And what we were having alongside that is the full moon in Aquarius on the 9th. So Lionsgate energy in 88 portal is looking for us to have that heart-centered, heart-led experience where you might be feeling more emotional, more in the heart. It also is calling us to be more authentic and for us to stand in the truth of who we are. And some of that is complicated because some of us don't know. And that ebbs and flows and changes as time goes by and as life gives us experiences in order for us to grow and shift. This full moon in Aquarius is asking for you to do just that, is to kind of push up against the structures of your own behavior, your own way of doing things. And this also is played out on the larger stage where we see those things sort of crumble. We see those things shift and change. We're asking for a different way of doing things. And that's what the energy is asking of you. Is there a different way that you could do this? Could you do this better? Could you do this more in alignment with what you really want? Could you do this in a way that has you confront some outdated stuff that no longer jives with who you are right now? Are you just kind of phoning it in because it's what you've always done? So this is asking you to express more of a unique vision, what it is you truly want out of your experience of this lifetime. Remember, this is the only chance that you get to be you. You've been a million other things and will continue to be, sometimes in perpetuity is some belief. But you only get to be this version of you this time around. And maybe that's what you need to hear in order to appreciate who you are and what you've been through, what you're going through, and what you bring. It's not all about the things that we're lacking. It's about the potential. And the full moon is asking for you to release all the bullshit so you can get to that juicy center underneath. And it does require some vulnerability. That's a new word. It's to be vulnerable again, I guess. To do it again. Let's re-vulnerate. Making new words all the time. Sometimes speaking is difficult. We still have Mercury in retrograde. What a segue. That will be wrapping up here, going direct on the 11th. So it's still going to be with us though, because we have that wonderful post-shadow period. So stuff will be a little sticky. Might be a little wackadoo right now, and I'm dealing with some weird tech stuff that's happening. I'm also having a hard time communicating, if you can't tell. So this energy is really coming through in order for us to do something about it, to speak up for ourselves and to say, this is what I want and this is what I deserve. And do you really believe that? Well, let's bring in another heavy hitter. We have Mars that moved into Libra on the 6th. Mars doesn't love being in Libra because Libra is focused on the other and Mars wants you to be a little bit more focused on the self. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be feeling like there's anything positive here. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what it's asking you to do is literally hold up a mirror to your face and say, are you cool with this? Do you like you? Are you happy with the way that you're communicating, the way that you're showing up, the way that you're behaving to yourself? And how is that reflected to others? Are you putting on a face when you're working with or showing yourself to other people? Are you really sharing what it is you truly feel, or are you just people-pleasing and saving face? Saving face. We want to see you for who you are. And the person who wants that the most is you. And it's scary because when you realize that it's all you, it's all versions of you that you're kind of interacting with over and over again, getting different information, you start to realize your own participation in stuff that's kind of held you back, your own belief that has been limited about you and the things that you feel or think or do. Because it's always easier to push it off on somebody else. It's always easier to pass the buck. Well, you can't delegate this one out here. So you might as well sit with it and release it. Use that full moon energy to do so. Okay. I'm going to jump into the readings this week. Just a little plug here. I do have a new written reading option if you are down for something and feeling a little introverted and would like a little keepsake that you can kind of read at any point in time. The turnaround on those is pretty quick. Check my website. All right, here we go. Jumping into the crystal channel, whatever I call this thing. If you chose one, this is your dude. All right, connecting with your energy one. There's been a feeling around needing to protect yourself. And I'm going to ask you to challenge that. And actually, you're being asked to challenge that. They're like, tell them to challenge it. Challenge that. Do you truly feel unsafe? Let you sit there for a second with that. Or is it perceived? We have to be aware of a lot of fear-mongering that's coming up now, a lot of shape-shifting, sort of talking out of both sides of their mouths and things that people are doing, or sharing, or expressing. There's a lot of feelings of victimhood that come up at this time that are being kind of put into your ether, to where there are people who are not necessarily showing up the way that they should, and you're giving them a pass. There are opportunities that are coming up, and you're kind of cutting yourself off, saying that, no, I don't think that's for me. Not because you think that it's not genuinely for you, you just don't see how it could possibly work. And there are people in your atmosphere that are helping push that narrative, support that belief, that limiting belief. Well, we're going to ask you to take a look here and challenge that. Who gets to decide your life? Who gets to say how you feel? Who gets to walk in your shoes? It's all you. This is an opportunity for you to kind of stand back and say, I'm going to observe here a little bit and see if this is really what is going down, or if I'm just kind of allowing what's around me to kind of get to me, to get into my field, to disrupt my peace. Because all you want is some peace. Why are you keeping it from yourself? By allowing other people to have more of a say in what goes on with you, especially internally, than you do. It's almost as if there's been a superseding of consciousness in a way. Some of you are really into some new things, which is really cool. And you're looking to try and fit in. And that wanting and that belongingness, totally human, totally rational, totally real, and not a bad thing. But at what cost? That's where you're kind of feeling the need to protect yourself, because your intuition is saying, but why though? Now, this is not something that people are out to get you, or it's going to be terrible or anything like that. I am not adding to the fear-mongering here. It's more to have you question what's going on with you. Have you allowed it to sit with have you allowed whatever this information is to sit with you for longer than a couple minutes? Have you really sat down and thought about it? Do you believe the things that are being said or that are being kind of passed around? Do you believe that you need to be in a state of fear? Do you believe that you need to do these things or else? Does that really jive with you, or does it make you feel weird in your body? Does your nervous system react in a way that's like, I don't like this? Sometimes we mistake gut feelings for something being wrong when really it's I don't know if this aligns with what I think. And only you can figure out how your body signals you. How do you do that? You got to get to know yourself, and you got to spend some time in the body. I have a meditation on my website, totally free to download, that does walks you through a body scan. I know I've talked about this before. It's something I give to clients. It's totally free, so jump on there. You don't have to do anything other than download it. Let it walk you through, see if you like it, and if you do, how do you feel afterwards? Try it for a couple days. If that doesn't jive with you and you want to walk around or do something that gives you some time to where you can get back in your body and feel what it feels like to be sitting in a chair and having the weight of your body against the chair, or putting on a weighted blanket, or having a hug, or having a kid sit on you, whatever it is, your dog, all that unfolded laundry, put it on the lap, see what happens. Let yourself feel what it feels like to be in your body. So then you understand when you're getting signaled, is this a yay or a nay? Only you can determine that for yourself. Yeah, you can look, you can read, you could do some things like that and find some information about other people who are saying this is how it goes. But ultimately, you're the only one who knows. So trust yourself. Let yourself experience you. Because you don't have to buy what everyone's saying and selling. This is an opportunity for some discernment on your part. Okay? All right. Moving into 2. You chose 2. Gator. All right. Connecting with your energy 2. I hear that, I think it's Bjork, that all is full of love. That song. All is full of love. So if you're feeling that, there's a desire here for you guys. You're feeling so amorous, excited. You're kind of really sort of in your feels about some stuff. And it peaks between, it actually doesn't peak, it ping-pongs. It ping-pongs on one end from it being like, ooh, I love this. This feels so good. I'm so excited. Oh, I feel like lovey-dovey vibes, to nothing is going right. So there's just a sort of a ping-ponging back and forth of an energy that's saying yes and no, push-pull. And it feels very heart-centered. So some of this energy coming through, wouldn't be surprised if you're fire signy and you're having this sort of, I can sit with this, I got this, I know what's up, I have no idea what's going on. And that feeling is, oh, I know that feeling, and I feel it as well. So how do you figure out what it is you really feel? Very similar to 1, and I know we only picked 1 this week, but I know some of you were vacillating between a couple of them. Be curious if you're like, oh, I was really thinking this one. No, but I think I might have wanted this one. A lot of this is about how you feel about yourself and what you think you deserve. Understand that no matter what you think, you deserve everything for just being here. You don't have to work. You don't have to try. You don't have to do. You don't have to make yourself someone that needs to be taken care of and prove that. You don't need to do something in order to show that you're worth caring about. You don't have to perform. You are simply loved as you are. You are worthy just for existing. And anybody who tells you otherwise is full of shit. And they're probably manipulating you and trying to get something out of you. Don't fall for it. The thing here is that you're working on having conversations with yourself in a way that is different than what you've done before. And there's push-pull energy here as well, which makes sense with the release of the full moon and that desire to break that structure. Because Aquarius energy doesn't like the way things are already set up. It wants to just go fucking alien and ham on shit and say, I'm gonna just Rubik's Cube this up and take all the stickers off and put them on the wall, and this is how we're gonna do things from now on. Why don't you think that you can do that about how you feel about yourself? Why do you feel like you have to fit into a mold or you have to fit into a box? This is an opportunity for you to break out of the perceived box that you're in, out of the perceived format that you're showing up as, because it feels like physically itchy. If you guys having like itchy skin, feeling like stuff doesn't fit right, that's because you're ready to shift. The best way to bring through some of this energy is to really lean into the Leo-ness of things and express yourself. Express yourself in a different way. Go get your hair did. Shave some stuff off. Pull some stuff back. Get yourself some colors on your face. Put some colors on your clothes. Wear some things that you wouldn't normally wear. I know, hot girl summer, dad bods, whatever, bopo, positivity, all the things. I'm down for all of it. Some of it is you're allowed to feel comfortable. And a lot of you aren't letting yourself be comfortable in your own skin, in how you feel in your clothing, in the way that you go out and do things. There's a lot of covering up happening here, which is very Mars and Libra. I'm going to ask you to hold that mirror to your face or put your body in front of the mirror and go, hey, I'm a good body straight out the box. And I didn't mean it like that. Maybe I did. Anyway, you're a good body. Start to appreciate it more. The things that you can do with it. The things it does for you. It pumps your blood. You don't have to think about pumping blood. You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about moving around. You just kind of do it. The autonomous nature of the body is a miraculous thing. This is about trusting the body for you. And this is about getting yourself into a feeling of confidence and excitability about you having the body that you have and celebrating all of its nuances and its specialness and the little freckles that you have, or the little moles, or the way you've got a thumb that goes like this, or, an ear that goes like that. I love it. Stephen Colbert always comes to mind. I think he is the cutest little elf person with his wackadoo ears. I love it. Some people would probably think that that's something that needs to be fixed. That's something that makes you human. That's something that says I'm one of a kind. You get to flex that energy. Do that a little bit more, and I think you'll be surprised at how comfortable you can be. Being you can be. It's rather what I wanted to say. How comfortable being you can be. It doesn't have to be as hard as it seems. And you can start small. Now, that's not to say that there aren't things that that we would like to change. But you're never going to get to that point if you don't celebrate what you already have. Let go of all the noise here on this one. And I'm talking about you. All right, you're beautiful. You're awesome. And you can feel lovey-dovey about yourself and others. All right, moving on to 3. If you chose 3, connecting with your energy, I feel a lot in the chest. And this feels excitable. And it's kind of a little anxious. This anxious energy that's coming through is very much connected to the solar energy that we're experiencing, Lionsgate type stuff, and also the nuances of what's experienced in the cosmos through solar plasma, stuff shifting and moving around, and portals opening and closing all the time. You're feeling this more in your body now because you're becoming more intuitive. And this intuitive hit is starting to come through. There's a lot happening here in the third eye. You might be experiencing some weird sort of stuff out of the corner of your eye. You might be having really wild dreams that are convoluted or difficult to remember. Aside from there being something really clear, write that down. There's probably something to look up there. Symbolism is becoming something that is much more important to you as well. You're starting to see the metaphor in things. You're starting to notice repeating things. You might be experiencing repeating numbers and symbols. This is going to be coming on a bit stronger as you're experiencing the height of the full moon energy and also what's going on here with Mars and Libra. It's going to require you to kind of look at yourself and say, I don't know if this means something or not. So you're looking for a signier sign. Allow yourself to take all of the little pieces, parts of all of the things that show up for you. And if you think that there's a meaning behind it, there is. When it comes to intuition and that coming online for you, especially for those of you experiencing clairvoyance, where you're actually seeing things, colors when you close your eyes, lights moving around when you close your eyes, or just even seeing things sort of move out of the corner of the eyes in the periphery, this might be expanded in the peripheral vision as well. And this kind of moves into the ears for some, where clairaudience is starting to open up. This sort of shift is allowing you to experience things on a more sensory level, which is going to cause a little bit of emotional upset because you don't understand what you don't understand, and that's okay. You're being asked to work with it. So write some things down. Keep a notebook. Keep a pen and paper next to the bed, or use your phone. A lot of you would benefit from voice clips, using your voice recorder on your phone. Speak to yourself, talk to yourself, and listen back. Go on a riff about some of the things that you're thinking and feeling. You'd be surprised at when you listen back later, hearing in your own words, yourself processing some things. Because what you're working on, some of you don't want to share with other people, and that's okay. Your insights are real, what you're experiencing is real, and no, you're not crazy. If you'd like more information or assistance in opening yourself up to these sort of things, this is my bread and butter. Please hit me up. I would love to work with you. And I do custom sessions that specifically are designed to help with those things. And what I do is what anyone can do. If you give yourself the time and the curiosity and the energy that you put into other things into this. And if that's all you need to know, then get started. You can trust yourself. You can trust your feelings. You can trust how your gut feels. This is a bit different from those of you in one. You're still kind of learning these things, and no one is on any sort of path or timeline. There are different things that one can do that three can't do. I had to think of my numbers there for a second. And it doesn't mean that any of it is limited or won't happen. It's just everyone gets to be a little bit different, and that's cool. Because if we were all the same, it would be boring as hell. Give yourself the time and space to let things distill as well. A little more silence needed, a bit more time away from your screens, if that's something that you can make happen. And more time in nature, especially around like your little furry friends. If you can find yourself, hanging out with your cat or your dog, or if you can go to a dog park, or even if you go take a walk to a nature preserve, something like that, go listen to the birds, watch a squirrel go, crazy on some acorns or whatever they chew on at this point in time. It'll ground you in a way that you will feel a sense of communion and understand that animals have an inner instinct that they don't question. They just go with the flow. And that's what you're learning. You're learning what your flow is and how to go with it. Let the natural world provide that education for you for free. Okay? All right. So those are the messages this week. Thank you for hanging out with me. Would love to hear some feedback, so please leave it below. Would love to work with you. Here's my website. Check me out. Fill out a contact form. Send me a message. Send me an email, whatever you'd like to do. And I'd love to work with you. All right. Just know that I'm pulling for you guys. I'm here right along with you in the trenches. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for all of the love. Thank you for all the client love. Thank you for all the referrals and the reviews and all the awesome shit. You guys are the best, and I love you lots. Peace.